Okay, so what I'm about to tell you guys sounds completely unreal, and I know that you guys will probably try to pick it apart, but I have like different sources that can tell you, like, no, it's something happening. I'm only doing this because I want to find out if people in our apartment complex are having issues and like things happening, or is it just our hallway that has weird stuff happening? But yeah, I've even had people say, like, people who've never stepped foot in my apartment was like, hey, you need to get out of your apartment. Like, it's been weird, but here we go. Just stay with me. I'm going to tell you how we got here, but it's going to get very scary. It's going to get very dark, and it's going to get very weird. But I have to take you like through step by step on how we got here. Okay, so last night I had this crazy dream about me buying a brand new TV. Even though I have all these TVs in my apartment, for whatever reason, I decided to buy a brand new. So I couldn't figure out why I have this brand new TV in my house. All my TVs work. It didn't make sense. I was fussing at myself in my dream. Like, my conscience was saying, like, you're spending reckless money. You need to stop. And I was told myself in my dream, like, no, it's fine. I'll just replace the TV in my bedroom. I'll move my living room TV to the bedroom, and then the new TV can go in the living room. And I literally stopped myself. It's like, there's nothing wrong with the bedroom TV. You're being reckless. You need to take the TV back and go get a refund. And so I was like, okay, cool. I will go take my TV back and get a refund. Well, you guys, fast forward. I wake up, and as soon as I wake up, guess what? I turn on my TV. My TV is blown out. My TV blew out. Like, it literally blew out right after that. Working just fine, it blew out. So in that moment, it was like I had a very surreal, like, moment. Like, everything just started coming into all these things that had been happening and signs that I had been ignoring. So much so that I tried to record this in my apartment and it wouldn't. Okay, so yeah, every time I would try to record to talk about it in my apartment, like, the video would be messed up when you play it back. It would not play back right. So here I am outside in the pool trying to tell you the story. So yesterday, my son made this slime and he had it in this container, and he kept saying, why are you, well, first it started with, Mom, did you take the container off my slime? I mean, the top off my slime. And I was like, no. Then after that, he asked me again, like, hey, what keeps happening with my container on my slime? I was like, I don't know. And he kept asking me to the point I'm watching him close the slime, and then a few minutes later, the container is off, the top is off again, sitting right next to the container. And it kept happening over and over. So finally I was like, he was getting frustrated because his slime started drying out. And so I just told him that I did it. But I was like, oh my God, what's happening? Then that night, his phone randomly just started powering down. And the person he was on the phone with said they saw someone turn it off. Now, mind you, it's only me and him in the apartment. He didn't power his phone off. I didn't power his phone off. So who powered the phone off? Weird. Also, random things keep coming up missing, only with my makeup. Nothing else is being moved or taken away, but like my makeup, like, I'll put something down, turn around, come back, and it's gone. Or I saw it like a few minutes before, and then right before I need to use it, it's gone, and I can't find it. Then let me think what else. Like, it's just been so much. Oh, my pipes knock every day, and I had kind of dismissed it and was like, okay, well, maybe someone is taking a shower every day at the same time and my pipes knock. But then somebody was like, you have plastic pipes, they shouldn't knock. And I realized they knock every single night between 2 and 3:30 in the morning, every single day, to the point where I just start shutting my bathroom door so I won't hear it. Then my living room TV will have it off. I'll turn my TV off, and then randomly Netflix will turn on. Like, he'll be in his room, I'll be in my room, and then all of a sudden you hear doom doom, and it's like, what the heck? Netflix comes on all the time while our TV is off. We have a Bluetooth radio that stays off. It turns on all the time by itself. One time, my apartment, all the lights decided to go off, but for whatever reason, like, it was like I had a power outage only in my unit, but for whatever reason, 2 of the lights that stayed on in my island, they stayed on. Weirdest thing ever. All these type of things happen all the time. Somebody randomly took off my peephole on my door, but I'm the only peephole like this missing. Now, after today, I started realizing all of this. I called my neighbor who just moved, and I said, hey, did you have some weird stuff happening in the apartment before you moved? His stories are crazy. Okay, so I'm trying to tell y'all this story, and now my phone is starting to trip out here too. This is crazy. But I forgot to tell you, for like 4 months straight, the water just started running in my toilet, like randomly running. But every time it would run, like, normally the water sounds, it sounded like somebody was talking. And it used to be so weird. It would freak me out. So when it would do it, I would leave because I didn't know what the heck was going on. Now fast forward to me talking to my neighbor. He was like, weird stuff happened every day. That's why I moved. And randomly, I saw him moving, and he was like literally having stuff on his deck and running out of the apartment. I was like, dang, why are you leaving such a rush? He said, I got to get the heck up out of here. Like, and you shouldn't stay either. And I didn't know what that was. So when I called him today to ask him about it, he started telling me all of these stories that were super creepy, but also they were the same thing that were happening to me, from him losing things, his TV turning on by itself, his Bluetooth turning on by itself, his apartment. So I think this is part 7 now. What the heck is going on in my apartment? So my neighbor, there was a lady there who used to live there, Hispanic lady. When she first moved in, like somebody used to come and throw ketchup on her door, mustard on her door, barbecue sauce. They would do whatever to her door. So she started putting up a Ring camera, and it stopped. Well, she left, and one day I saw her moving out, and she was like, nah, there's something going on in that apartment. I gotta get out of there because there's something is in there, and I gotta go. And I was like, okay. So then a new lady moved in. Literally the same day she moved in, somebody started, boom, throwing ketchup, throwing mustard. They even took trash and put it all on her door and all on the floor. Well, then one day, I even recorded, I'll try to find it and put it in here. Somebody literally threw up, like they vomited all over her door, like in the middle of a weekday, all over her door. Come to find out it was a person under us, and they had to. Part 8 of something is going on. What is going on in my apartment? Okay, so she was like, when I posted it, someone was like, hey, you need to really get out of there because that's witchcraft. Like, you need to get out of there. That's like a witchcraft thing. And I was like, okay. Well, so I had this friend that I used to know, and we'd be on the phone and different stuff would happen. And he'd be like, hey, I really think, like, I got a bad feeling about your apartment. Like, it's some bad stuff. You need to get out of there. And I used to be like, what? And he used to say it all the time. Like, it's something weird going on. Like, you need to contact, like, your spirits. Like, it's some stuff happening. You need to open up your windows. Like, you need to get some stuff out of there. And I'm like, what the heck is he talking about? And so it started, like, all this is not starting to make sense today, literally. The girl that was right next to the lady with the vomit on her door, one day she had gave everybody sage and was like, y'all need to start saging your apartment because there's some stuff here. Like, y'all need to sage the apartment. Yo, for the second time today, somebody has vandalized my neighbor's apartment. This morning they poured oil all over it, and now someone literally just came and threw up at her door. What is wrong with people? Why are y'all like this? And she literally just moved in, so... And my neighbor that lived there before her apartment was somebody was doing the same thing to her door, and that's why she moved out. What is wrong with y'all? Part 9, I don't know what part we on, or something where it's happening in my apartment, but yes. So after that, I was like, I need to really start figuring out like what's going on. And so I never got a chance to talk to her about why she was like, we need to sage or whatever, because I haven't really seen her anymore. But I really wanted to do this video because I want to know, is it just on our hallway, or is there something going on in our whole apartment complex, or is it just on our hall? And like my neighbor that moved out, he was like, bro, only on our hallways there's a weird stench. There's a very weird stench on our hallway. And like when we first moved in, like we were all the first people to move in these apartments. It used to be weird stuff happening all the time. Like the fire alarms would go off all the time. And he would say like stuff that he saw when the fire alarms would go off. He would see different weird things. Like we've all had this weird stuff, but I just need somebody that lives here or used to live here to say if they had some weird stuff, or is it just on our hallway? Tap in. Mind you, I had to come outside to make these videos because my phone stuff randomly now has stopped working in my apartment. Like my social media, anytime I start talking about this anyway, it works in the house, but when I start talking about this kind of stuff, it stops working. And my son, I've been trying to like keep him away from knowing what's happening, so I've been taking the blame for a lot of weird things that it's not me. Like your lady keeps saying, I keep hearing you calling my name and you're not saying nothing. Well, I be asleep. And he was like, that's so weird. I could have sworn I heard you call me, but you're asleep. Or, I had walked up to my door twice now. I've walked up to my door and just put my hand by the handle, and then somebody tell me to stop. And then the door would just close softly by itself. Randomly, someone's been telling me to keep the light on. I don't even like sleeping with the light on, but I just have feeling that I don't know. It's been a lot of weird stuff. Okay, so welcome to part 11 of something weird is happening in my apartment. I thought about something else that I forgot about. So one day, the guy I was with at the time, my boyfriend at the time, we were chilling. We had just bought a package from Amazon. It was some tongue scrapers, so they were really hard, thick, metal, heavy purchase, right? I don't remember what we were doing, but somehow we were doing something, and the tongue scraper, bam, hits the floor. And we hear it hit the floor, but it fell like under the bed. So boom, we look under the bed, like we couldn't find it. It was like, okay, we'll get it in the morning. The next day, you guys, we tore up the whole apartment, and we could not find the tongue scraper. So 2-3 weeks later, he was like, let's try to find it again. Tore up my whole bedroom. That thing was nowhere in sight. To this day, you guys, I have never found that tongue scraper. It was so weird. I hope he sees it so he can come in. Like, it literally, and like we heard where it fell because it was heavy, but it's gone now. Okay, y'all, so part 12 of something weird is happening in my apartment. I was talking to one of my neighbors yesterday, old neighbors, and he reminded me that, backstory. So we were like the first people to live in our apartments. No one has ever lived in our apartment but me. It's a very new building. I think I moved in when the building was like 8 months old. But he reminded me, like at the very beginning, someone died. Someone got shot here and killed. But I think 2 people actually died here. I'm not sure. I have to go fact check that, but I know for sure one person did. But my son found the series, and he was telling me, first I thought he was going to be scared, but he was super excited about it. But then we started talking. I remember when we first moved here, he used to say all the time that somebody was in his closet calling his name. Stay tuned for part. Okay, so part 13 of something weird is happening in my apartment. One, like, I feel really, really bad because I did not listen to my son. So you guys, please listen to your kids, because he was older too when he used to say that. Now I look back and I was like, we probably could have got ahead of this. When he used to say something calling my name in my closet, and I was like, you too old to act like this. But something probably was really calling his name in his closet, because since then, to this day, my son does not fool with his closet. He rarely sleeps in his room. He'd rather sleep on the couch. He does not go to that side of the house. But anyway, so someone left in the comments something very interesting. They said that the water sounds like show like demon infestations or whatever, which was weird because like I specifically recently just like had a really big praise and worship service, and the toilet was just sounding like regular water, but it was so loud. It was super yeah, so the sound like was really, really loud. It wasn't whispering though. It was just very, very loud, like of the water. But remember, I just came from doing like my own praise and worship, and then I walked past the toilet that was making the sound, and it just got very silent. Now, could it be a coincidence? Yes, but I'm really trying to make everything make logical sense and it be a coincidence versus it being something else, because this is a lot. Like, to live in this is a whole lot. I was just telling someone the other day, like, I remember, like, now that I'm willing to, like, not suppress so many of my thoughts, like, I know for a fact there's been times where I felt like when I lay on my bed, something, like, kind of pushed me over and stuff, and I'm like, this is weird. And I kind of just think, like, oh, maybe I'm jerking my body or something. Like, it's been so many weird instances happening in this apartment, and ever since I've come and told you guys, it's been up. And literally ever since, well, the first day I put the video up, literally the knocking of the pipes in the bathroom have not stopped. Remember, I told you at first it just only happened from 2 to 3:30 in the morning every single night. And like, I have people who can attest, like, this happens consistently every single night, like clockwork. But now it's nonstop. Like, it does not stop. And I'm like, this is so strange. Now it has not stopped, but I'm pretty sure my property, something had to be on our property before it was an apartment, because that's the only thing I can get out of this. And I don't know why it's specifically on our hallway, but if you live in our apartments, if the pool area looks recognizable to you, and if you're experiencing something, please like DM me so I can know it's not just me and I'm not crazy. And I appreciate you guys for sharing your stories too, because this also, like, anybody that has talked to me lately can attest. When I'm at home now, my signal is horrible. I barely have a signal in my room. It just barely works in there. Like, I don't know, maybe the satellite changed or something. I don't know, like maybe it's been like it went more this way instead of that way. Like, I don't really know, but the satellite, like the signal in my room is not really signaling anymore. I always have to call people back, or they can't hear me. I have to get up and move. It's only on like 1 bar, maybe 2. Like, it just doesn't really work in my room anymore. Okay, y'all, so this is an update on how things have been. It's been crazy. So when I left off, you know, things had started like ramping up in the apartment a little bit, but then it just like stopped. It died down. But before I get to that, so I even remember one time, like, I forgot, I'm gonna actually show a picture because I took a picture of it. I was on the phone talking to someone one day, and randomly I was in the bathroom washing my face, talking on the phone, and I felt like I got a scratch on my foot, and I was like, I literally said on the phone, I was like, I think something just scratched me. I feel like I just got scratched. And he was like, what? I was like, I don't know. Kept talking. Then, you know how when you get a scratch, like them little bitty little ones, like kid fingernails or something like that, it burns a little bit. And so I was like, I don't know. So I pulled my foot up to look, and there is a scratch mark, which I'll show here. And I was like, oh my God. I was freaking out. I called on FaceTime. I was like, look, there's nothing by my foot. There's nothing that could scratch me. Why scratch me? And then I just kind of had to tuck that memory away. But anywho, things had started to die down. And then I finally worked things out to where I could move. So I thought, we'll get to that in a second. To where I could move. And then it went back up. So now, like, anytime I walk in my room, and if like I lay down to go to sleep in my room, I literally have an asthma attack. I cannot breathe. Like, I get full-blown triggered asthma every single time. It never fails. All my devices in my house now are super slow. They really don't work. Like the Wi-Fi, everything has just gotten slow. Yes, my Wi-Fi is still connected. My power, like, everything is still good. I don't know. It just, the moment I started searching for this new place, it got turned up. Like I said beforehand, things had gotten really quiet, and I was like, oh, maybe it's gone. No. What else has happened? My devices can't breathe. I was laying down one day, and I feel like something just like, and I was like, I kind of just told myself that was like, you know, maybe my muscles jumping or something, because I don't really want to think about it for real. Don't want to acknowledge it. This morning I was in my room, and you know how like you're up but you're just laying there. I was up just laying there. My door was open, and it sounded like somebody took like this part was like boom 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 on my bedroom door, so much so like the door was knocking against the wall behind it, because it was beaming on the door. And I was like, my son, I was calling my son's name, like, is that you? I didn't hear nothing. I look up, nothing is there. I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely time to go, because what and why? What else has happened? Like, now, the TV's definitely still turning on and off by itself. It's like getting, I don't know, it's weird. Like, you can hear, like, I never really heard footsteps before, but like now you can hear like something walking all around the house. It sounds like stuff like it's something in the kitchen and like rumbling through stuff. It's just weird. You can hear I don't know what's going on in there. I'm just gonna leave it right where it's at, because I've been finally able to move. I know you guys have asked several times, like, why did I not move? Simple, lazy. And I just, with my job, I really do not have time to do a lot of things. I'm super, super busy. So it was just more convenient to re-sign a lease. But now it's like, okay, it's really time to get up out of here, because I can't, now that happened, like, I can't ignore it anymore. First, I can ignore it and play things off in my head, but now I just can't. I can't let that go. Another thing is I'm kind of worried about my son. I want to make sure he's good and he's safe, and with me gone, I just don't feel comfortable with him there. I do have a question for you guys. All y'all keep saying, make sure he don't respond. Make sure he don't respond when they call his name. What happens if you respond? And then, like the whole Sage debate that I saw under one of my videos, if that's protecting you, then is it not okay to interact or respond because you're protected by Sage, right? Yes, no. Just looking for something there. I am going, so my neighbor, he did say he would get on and do a video, so hopefully the next video you guys see, I'll be able to have him on and he can tell about all the crazy things that happen in his apartment, which is right next to mine. I am moving officially, but now the apartments doesn't want to let me out my lease. They actually trying to make me stay longer. They was like, I can't leave, I gotta stay another month. That is crazy, even though my lease is up now, and they're like, no, you can't leave. So to be continued. We'll see what happens, but this has definitely been a very, very interesting experience. Things now, like, everything is missing. I can't find anything. Electronics don't work. Electronics won't hold charge. Like, I really am ready to get out, because it has definitely, like, ramped up a whole lot now that we're moving. Anyway, stay tuned. Oh, I also forgot to tell you guys, my voice memos no longer work in my room. They'll work anywhere else in my apartment, but if I get in my room and try to record a voice memo, it won't work. It'll just be a line, and like there'll be no sound, like it does not work. And my videos are still distorted. My pictures work. Actually, yeah, my pictures work. But within the last couple of days, my videos have not worked. When I leave, the day I leave, I will reveal you guys the name of the apartments, where it is. I'll give y'all all the deets so y'all can do research on this place and find out what's there, what it used to be, all the things. I'm gonna give you guys all the things today that I moved. So yeah, stay tuned to that, because y'all can have it. Y'all can have it all. Okay, y'all, so I really had to come in here and tell you this. Like, I literally just left my apartment. It's a lot. 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 I really don't want to go back tonight, if I'm being honest. So it started yesterday. I'm gonna tell you, okay, let me tell you what happened yesterday, then I'm gonna tell you why I'm real shook up right now. So yesterday, I was on the phone talking, cleaning out my refrigerator, right? Because I told y'all that I'm trying to move, and I'm battling with my apartments because they won't let me move. Even though, let me tell you, my lease is up. My lease is up September 11th. But they are saying that I cannot leave until October 20th, even though my paperwork says September 11th. Like, I hate these apartments. But anyway, so I'm packing up because I'm about to leave. I don't care what they're saying. My lease is up September 11th. I did not renew my lease. Gang, gang, gang. I'm cleaning out my refrigerator, and you know, like, it's open like this. There's a door panel right here by my shoulder. I'm cleaning out, blah, 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 blah. It is a jar of pickles on the second shelf, closest to the little doorway. Not towards the inside, the outside. The freaking jar, boom, drops. And so I look at it, and it's spinning. Like, you know how when a lid plops down and then it spins, like the wobble is doing that. I was on the phone and I was like, yo, something is happening. Like, I'm panicking, but I'm trying to get myself together, because I don't want to like lose control in this situation, and it really turned up on me. So I'm trying to like be like, yo, this is wild, but I started screaming a little bit, not a lot, but I was like, oh my God, what's up? So I'm explaining to him what happened, and I'm trying to get myself together because what I just saw does not make sense. It does not make sense. I cannot physically explain this and it makes sense. I was like, you know what? I said, hey, whatever this is, y'all about to have this whole place. Literally, I'm about to get out. I'm moving. Y'all gonna have this place before September 11th. Y'all gonna just let me get my stuff, and you can do. So if I get myself together, that was the last thing. Literally just a few minutes ago, I was on my computer and I was working. While I was working on my computer, like all of a sudden my computer started being difficult. Like it started tripping, and I was like, dang, and I didn't even think about this till literally I just pulled up here because, like I said, I had to get out the house. But it started tripping to the point I was getting annoyed, and I was going to just shut down work for a little while because it was just not doing what I needed to do, even though it was literally working 2 seconds ago. So I was getting annoyed, and I was like, ugh. So I didn't think nothing of it at the time. I just thought it was a computer glitch. So I'm about to close down my computer, and literally, I heard my son's, oh my God, I'm getting chills all over again. I heard my son's voice so clear right in front of me say, Mom. And I looked up, and there was no, y'all, I wish I could show y'all these goosebumps. My son was not there. That is the first time I've ever heard something like that. Now I can understand why my son was so like, what? Because as a mom, I know my son's voice. I know what my son sounds like. I know what my son sounds like. I know what he sounds like. I know my son. I know his inflectuations when he speaks. As a parent, you know your kid's voice when you hear it. And for it to be right in front of me, and at that moment, I heard it, but I looked down. I didn't want to look up because my son is not here. My son is not at home. My son is not home. So I knew it wasn't my son. My son is not home. So I kind of looked down because I was like, I don't know what the heck I don't know what the heck is about to happen. But I ain't never experienced nothing like this in my life. So I'm looking down. I don't want to look up because I'm like, But then immediately I got angry. I got pissed. I was like, you know what? This thing ain't finna run me off. Like, what? I got angry. I got pissed. So I sat there and I'm looking like, this nigga here, boy. He just pulling all the stops, saying he ain't playing with me. So as I'm talking that, all of a sudden, there is a cell phone starts ringing. Mind you, my phone is in my hand. It's not ringing. There's a cell phone ringing in my son's room. Like, and it had like the old school ring. Like it was so like none of us had a ringtone. There's a phone ringing, and I'm like, what the heck? My son has his phone with him because me and him been texting throughout the day. What phone is ringing? I go in the room because I'm like, this just don't make no sense. So I go in the room and I start looking for this phone. Y'all, maybe can y'all see me? I don't know. I don't even care. So from there, I cannot find this phone, and it's ringing a long time. It's like, I don't know how it's ringing that long, if I'm being honest, but it's ringing a long time to the point I was like, I'm tired of looking for it. So I go back to the living room and I go sit down. And at that point, I'm kind of like in disbelief, like, what the heck is going on? So I call my son, and I'm like, hey, do you have a phone in your room that could possibly ring? Like, is there something in your room that could deliver a ring from like a phone? And he was like, I mean, I do have an old phone in my room, but it's dead. It's been dead for years because I have this phone. So it's not charged or anything. That's the only thing there. He was like, but the only thing that would ring would be the phone I have in my hand. I was like, so there's nothing in there that can ring? He was like, no, there's nothing in there that can ring. Mind you, again, I could not find the ring, like where the ring was coming from. It was just in his room, but it was the weirdest thing ever. So then I hang up the phone, and I'm literally just sitting there, y'all, my TV on pause. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm sitting in the dark just staring at the wall like, what the heck is going on? And then as I'm sitting there, you felt the temperature drop. Like it dropped. Like it got cold, like ice in there. my toes immediately got cold. I know this sounds so crazy. My toes immediately got cold. Like it was cool in my house at first. It's Texas, it's hot outside, we keep a cool house. But it dropped to like an icicle. Like it dropped like an icicle immediately. And I was like, what the heck? It got super cold. And then all of a sudden, all the hairs on my legs and my arms started standing up. And all of these goosebumps literally started coming from the bottom of my legs going all the way up with goosebumps. And at that point, I just grabbed my stuff and ran out the house. Because I was like, well, let me be honest. I first grabbed my stuff, was like, I'm not like, you can't make me run out my house. You cannot make me run out my house. Like, you really got me messed up. And then I thought about it, I was like, nigga, you know what? You can, and you did, and you will. You can, because guess what? Tomorrow, I'm gone. I don't care what these apartments say, talking about I cannot leave till October 20th. Because I didn't give him a 60-day notice. Girl, I gave y'all 21 days. That's good enough. I'm going. I ain't signed no new lease. Y'all cannot make me stay here. I'm not staying here. I suggest nobody stay there. I'm not staying there. Everybody over there ran up out of there, and now I see why. Because I promise you tomorrow, y'all gonna see me running down that highway just like Mr. Maxey. I'm finna be running. I cannot stay there. Like, I really don't even want to go home tonight, and I'm debating if I should just go to my parents' house, because what called my name and sound just like my son standing in front of me? But my son was not in front of me. There was nothing in front of me. Then for the phone to ring. Then for it to drop cold. Right before that, my computer started working. Like, yeah. These apartments they can go.
Okay, so it's something weird that my person seems I'm not okay. And I know, like, guys say, oh, right, blah, blah, blah. And what I'm learning about the situation is the person actually being safe in my son today. It's not about things having around us, but it's keeping us safe. That I can't accept, but I can't, like, I really can't let my son take this way. I don't want to go down. I honestly don't. And as far as I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, dang, I wonder if this is why, and y'all tell me if this doesn't or not. Like, this is why my wife in my house, like, I'm asleep all day and I've never been in person. And I just freaking out, I really, and they working in person and nothing is working. I'm just on zero all the time. The moment that my house is rain. The day I woke up, all years, I'm just taking it up, and then, like, as soon as I got up, I'm going to be like, shoot, like, I couldn't have nothing to that. That's the only injury I got anything. And so I wonder if this was straight because I leave my husband around. So I cannot say how I was before I did my adrenaline. Maybe it's my adrenaline right now while I'm tired. But most time I leave the house, I'm not tired. I'm up. The moment I get there, I don't feel good. I just sleep all the time. I sleep a whole lot now. But I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Like, this is a whole lot to take in. This is a whole lot to take in. This is a whole lot. Like, I remember my neighbor, he was telling me out, like, have you not noticed the smell that comes over in the hallway? And there'll be trash in there. The other day, I walked in the house, I was like, dang. It smells so bad, such a bad odor, like, and it's so strong, and there wasn't anything, and I'm like, he's like, I'm trying to tell you, like, 37, because whenever that milk comes, he'd say, like, it's when it's supposed to happen in the apartment, and this is a lie, I really don't want to live here anymore, I don't want to do this, I'm so ready to leave tomorrow, like, tomorrow can't go bad enough, and I just don't know, like, I don't want to feel like I'm getting loaned out around my place, I don't want to be like, well, how you going to go to I want to go to sleep, I don't know what to do, this is a lot, I literally get up, I'm sorry, I'm on the car, like, I don't, it's a mo, like, this, I'm sorry, I can't.